a DSLR, a flagship, a budget phone, and finally a point and shoot camera. Four different generations, four different cameras, but which one takes the better photo and in which scenario? Let's find that out. For the DSLR, I have Canon 200D which has 24.2 megapixel camera sensor. Now coming to flagship, we have OnePlus 7 which has 48 megapixel primary camera. For the budget segment, we took Redmi Y2 which has 12 megapixel sensor. And finally for the point and shoot camera, we took Sony SteadyShot DSC W610 which has 14.1 megapixel camera sensor. And as it's always told that numbers don't compare to real world performance, we are going to compare these cameras in all real world scenarios and check how well they stack up against each other. So let's start. Let's start with portrait shots. As you can observe, DSLRs have much better bokeh effect compared to smartphones in most of the scenarios. And this is because DSLR's bokeh effect is achieved by something called as aperture or f-stop. But on the other hand, smartphones try to achieve the same effect with software. It artificially detects the foreground and the background so that it could blur the background. The thing is, this does not work as good as professional cameras. But if we compare the flagships and budget smartphones, flagships does do a better job. Still, it's not anywhere near to DSLR. Now coming to the point and shoot cameras. These actually does not come with much control over f-stop value or even artificial bokeh like smartphones. Still, it was able to achieve a decent bokeh. And this is only because of the larger sensor it has when compared to OnePlus or MI. Now these are the normal shots, and on a higher level all the images look good except the MI one which is completely blown out. So let's crop into 100%. See the details now. DSLR shot has much better details compared to all of them. And this is possible just because of the larger sensors DSLRs use. And the best part is, see the Sony, even this has good details. I mean, at least comparable to OnePlus 7 to some extent. This is also because of the larger sensor Sony has over OnePlus 7. But since OnePlus is really good in terms of its post-processing compared to the point and shoot camera, they both look nearly the same. Let's see the dynamic range. Even here, colors on Canon and Sony look better. I mean a little bit better compared to OnePlus or MI. But yeah, if you are a normal user, you don't get to notice stuff this detailed. But it's really interesting to see how far smartphone cameras have come in terms of their detail levels. The next is exposure. This is something that I always wanted to check. And here, I really liked OnePlus shot. DSLR shot is something that I did not like much. I mean, in auto mode, it was not able to do much justice to the shot. So you have to go to manual mode, adjust the settings, tweak the settings, and then you will get an overall better shot. But in auto mode, smartphones are the way to go. Now, in most of the shots you see here, many people would find the DSLR and OnePlus pictures to be a lot similar. But the thing is, DSLR picture has much more details which clearly helps in post. For example, if you want to edit the image, tweak some colors and stuff, you need to have more details. And DSLR have much more room to do that. But smartphones are most likely social media ready. There is one more thing I observed while I'm taking these shots. That is, in most of these shots, I felt OnePlus and MI are a bit similar. Not in terms of details and stuff, but mostly when zoomed out, it looks kinda similar. So I took these images into Photoshop and tweaked some colors. Now you see, they are nearly similar. But wait, why do everyone say flagship cameras are great? Okay, I'm not gonna say flagship and budget cameras are the same. No, they are different and flagship cameras are better. But there is one thing we all forget, and that is the display. A normal OnePlus shot looks like this, but on a OnePlus phone it looks like this. Boosted colors. And a normal budget phone picture looks like this. But in the phone it might look exactly like this or can be little dull due to poor display colors. But what we do is, we use our smartphone to take pictures and we see those pictures through the mobile. Nobody copies it to laptop or desktop. I do accept that flagships have better cameras, but the budget ones are also not as bad as they look. They look better. Now let's see how these four would compare in terms of sensor sizes. DSLR has the biggest sensor out of all the four, and then comes the point and shoot camera. Then the OnePlus 7, and finally the budget phone Redmi Y2. You can see this in real world performance as well. I mean, DSLR produces much better shot. But there is something that's very interesting here. DSLR and point and shoot cameras focuses mostly on hardware, whereas OnePlus and MI focuses mostly on software. So this is the reason why OnePlus cameras perform better than Sony. It's the software. Yes, it's the software. Now think about this for a second. OnePlus produces better images than Sony, which has better hardware, just by using software. We have come a long way in terms of software. Now let's move on to saturation. This normally depends on company to company or even product to product. But if we see in our case scenario, OnePlus and Canon does produce better overall colors, and even Sony sometimes, but MI does blow out in most of the scenarios. If you observe even in here, the image produced by OnePlus looks the best. To be honest, other than that I did not like any other images. I mean, Canon does have some bad colors here. Now let's do autofocus test. As you can see, OnePlus does the autofocus best. It's blazing fast in terms of focus shift. Canon is slow, but it does shift the focus, but it's slow. Speaking about MI and Sony, MI has only touch to focus, while Sony, I'm not sure. Let's move on to night shots. This is where DSLR shine a lot. I mean, most of the flagships like OnePlus in our scenario does perform well, but comparatively DSLR shoot better. I took multiple shots and everywhere DSLR performed better. Now coming to MI and Sony, you could barely see something. Okay, there are two things that I would like to mention in terms of night shots. In DSLR, if you are trying to take a shot in pitch black and you are in autofocus mode, DSLR will not allow you to take a picture. And the reason is quite simple. DSLR needs some light source to focus and only then you can take a picture. So in a complete dark scenario, you will not be able to take a picture. For that, you have to mess with manual mode, viewfinder, etc. If you have some prior experience, this is not at all a problem. But if you don't, sticking with smartphones could give you an usable image even in pitch black. Now let's speak about the portrait mode. As you can see here, the picture taken from 200D is much clearer compared to the shots from OnePlus 7, Sony or MI. But there is one thing to note here. For that, let's consider Canon and OnePlus image. The blur on the Canon is more compared to the blur on the OnePlus 7. I accept that. But it's not as fancy as the blur you would get on a normal DSLR. With normal, I mean shots like this. If you are very new to DSLR, then let me tell you, the blur on the cameras are achieved by something called as f-stop. The lower the f-stop value, the better the blur. But when you purchase the DSLR newly, the lens you would receive is called as kit lens. and this will not have that kind of blur. So you need to buy a separate lens which costs you again nearly 8 to 9,000. You might be knowing this, but there could be some people who might not be aware of this, and this point is for them. Now let's move on to the videos. Out of the four, Sony and budget MI has more shake, and OnePlus has the least because it has optical image stabilization. DSLR also has an inbuilt stabilizer, so even it is better when compared to MI and Sony. But among all of these, only OnePlus 7 supports 4K 60fps, where all others max out at 1080p 60fps. The final verdict. My final verdict would be, if you want a lot of options, smartphones are the way to go. They support 4K video, slow-mo, time-lapse, night modes, etc. But if you want to go professional level, then DSLR gives you a lot more control over the pictures or the videos you are going to take. But the only thing is, like smartphone, you don't get a lot for the price you pay, but whatever you get it better. So guys, that's it with this camera comparison. If you like the video, then hit that like button, and also a subscribe to the channel would be amazing. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Techimania signing off for now.